Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm doing a face to face, but I thought I just had this idea, okay? And it came to me when I was playing this game called the Turing Test, okay? So on this game, it's pretty much it's about this astronauts that are stuck in this moon, and they found this new bacteria that could make people immortal and all this other stuff, right? Let's spare the details of the game. We're not here to talk about the game. We're here to talk about the mindfulness that it gave me. Because throughout the game, pretty good theories came up, okay? About machine and conscience and what makes people be people, and then it goes through a bunch of things, right? But that's not a thing. So the question that came up because of this game was the question is, can a machine that is smart enough to start thinking by itself, creating fake conscience on it, would it be considered human-like? Because some great theories came up, okay? There was some great theories. For example, one of the theories that came up during the game was called the Chinese room argument, which, if you don't know about it, the main moral or the thing about the test, or the thing they want to solve, is pretty much, can a machine cannot have conscience, or cannot have a mind, or cannot have what a human does, pretty much cannot think by itself. The Chinese test, you are put in a room, right? So you're put in a room and you're given a Chinese dictionary, or a book that has all the meanings. It has all the stuff on it, okay? Like everything, all the language in that one single book. And you can literally speak Chinese through that book. You can make all the stuff you want to say, okay? And then you are locked in this room, and in this room you have a door, and in the door there's like a little slot where like you can put your mail through. And then the other side of this room, there is another human that will write notes in Chinese, put them through the slot, and you, with your book and all the stuff that you have, you will then use that to decode the message that you were given, and then write something back to that person. So what happens? The person outside the room will think that you know Chinese just based on that, right? So how does this relate to the machine? The same way. If you and that brings to the title of the game and the next theory, which is called the Turing test, right? Which in this other test, I'm gonna backtrack, okay? So in this other test, the Turing test is different. It's a subject that has to identify a human or a robot by talking to them. So you will be put by yourself, and then in the other end, you will have a human and you will have a machine, and you will talk to both of them. And your main point, or what you're trying to do, is try to find out who is the robot and who is the human. Can a human fail this test? No, because you're a human. But if you're a robot, can you fail this test? Most likely, with the way technology is today, they're kind of off. But in the future, where they become more smart and they can actually form their own sentences, and they can do all this other stuff, right? They might be able to pass the test as well as a human. So will you be consider them human, or will you consider they having a conscience? So that's pretty much the question that both the Chinese room argument have and the Turing test have, which is, if both of them pass, or in both tests the machine were to pass, right, the test, would it be considered to have a mind of its own, or be considered conscious? And many people argue that no, it won't. Why? Because it won't have any, because you can turn that thing off. You can go through its code, find where it's like smart, and just kill it. You can just easily just take that off. Or you can just make the machine just do a very specific task but can't do nothing else. Like another test, right? On the Chinese argument test, you can just have the machine speak Chinese, but that's all it can do. It can't do nothing else. It, like Google right now, right? Google, you can go and translate anything that you want from one language to the other, but just because you can translate it does not mean the machine knows the language. It can just translate it, pretty much. That's its only test. Or in the other test, where you will be talking to a human and a machine, and you gotta find out which is who. Some people are stupid, man. So they will make up all sorts of questions. What will be your first question to ask a machine? Are you a machine? So the question in all of this, pretty much, in the game and in the theories and all this stuff, was pretty much, again, the question is, if a machine will be smart enough to think on its own, would it be consider having a conscience, especially now coming up with more AI and brain chips and all that stuff that's coming up in the future? Would they be considered a conscious being because they can think on their own? And you know, and you've seen those videos where they have a machine be a chef, and or the new Teslas and other cars that can drive themselves, right? They have to make conscious decisions to not run over people. But are they really conscious, or no? They're programmed, right? They're programmed to not hit people. But then, are the cars given a certain freedom so that they can deny that program a bigger outcome or a better outcome than hitting the people? Like if you were next to a ditch and there was a family, would the car be like, no, forget it, I'm not gonna kill the people, I'm gonna go in the ditch, man, I'm gonna save 5 people over you? Would that be conscious, or would that just be code? Will you have a code to override the code of doing it? And it's so freaky because it just got me thinking of like, would any machine, and this is just a rant, by the way, this is just gonna be ranting, talking to you like if you were my friend, right? Like I'm just talking to you randomly, like we were just relaxing, and it's just pretty much me thinking and telling you all that came through my head while playing that game. Like in another game that came to mind too was Soma, right? Many people have seen Soma. Markiplier played it. I'm pretty sure many people have seen Soma, which is pretty much humanity was able to put themselves into the cloud. They downloaded all who they were and they put into a cloud, and to just be there forever, or until some other life form came along and pulled them out into another body, right? But some people got pulled early and they were put into a little robot thing. But then at the same time, you could also multiply yourself into different bodies. But would that mean that all those bodies are conscious, are human, are they you? Because technically they are you, just in different places. They're copies of you to perfection, by the way. Would they be considered human? Would you be able to kill 5 of yourselves knowing they are you? They're literally you, and it's so freaking mind. It just freaked me out. And I just wanted to make this video as a good entry for a more content like this, pretty much, where I might be playing a game or I might be going through some life thing that comes through. It's just something I want to talk to you about, pretty much. It's random, I know it is, but it is what it is. I feel like this will be more relaxed. I don't have to focus on a certain subject that I have to make. Just to talk to you, man, just like friends. I don't know how often I will post, but I believe this is going to be a nice start, you know? we'll see how this goes, if I like it or not. Again, just random. But thank you for watching. Have a great day or night, whatever you want to have, and I will catch you later. See ya.